Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends, enemies, and comrades, I hope you're doing well wherever you are. I hope I'm audible. I'm still working on this. Let's see if the audio is well. Internet is tripping already. But it's all right. We are going to navigate through this. I hope I'm audible, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and comrades. I hope you're doing well. Give me a minute. Give me a second so I can set up and I'm disorganized this today. But bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me. Bear with me, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. It's Saturday, so cut me some slack. It's Saturday. We are just enjoying our Sabbath, as they call it. Faithful. I hope you guys are doing well. Anyway, give me a second here so I can get this crap. Oh. Ooh, wee. Hey, how's it going on? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, friends and comrades, I hope you're doing well. This is Kenya Revolutionary for another day. I hope I'm audible. Am I audible? Yes, I am audible. All right. Like I said, my name is Kenya Revolutionary. If you're not familiar with this channel, we talk about Kenyan politics. And while politics as it relates to Kenya, sorry, it's making a lot of noise. So today, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, today we are going to talk about this SifunaGate, what is happening, basically the reaction, probably people are really slowing up my internet. Ay. And so, hold on, let me take a sip of my drink. We are going to talk about the reaction by ODM faithful, and the meeting between Matiangi and Gachagua in Baltimore. Sorry, guys, we're still working on this. You're working on it, ladies and gentlemen, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Okay, so here we are. Bear with me. We'll go through this. We'll go through this together. Okay. Now, as you heard, as I've mentioned, we are going to talk about the reaction by Jeanette, Gladys Wanga. Okay, all right, that's good. Gladys Wanga, Junet Mohammed, and many others who are reacting to what Sifuna had said on Okwara's platform. Okay, if you remember, Sifuna had that interview. I think it was NTV or whatever the case is, and he said what he said, and the reaction, people are going crazy. So we are going to get the reaction from the ODM members who, I don't know, this weekend, last, whatever the case is, they were speaking somewhere, discussing, I think it was a funeral. They're always speaking of funeral. And even Atwoli joined the fun, and he was booed, apparently. Heckled by the ODM faithful. So just get a reaction from that, then we'll talk about meeting by Gachagua and his body in Baltimore. We'll explore that. Then we'll Billy, who is an activist, a political activist. He comes from that Boniface Mwangi group. Apparently, he has been in Tanzania, auctions, news places where it is Kabando or Kabando was, addressing a question that was posed to him, and he started talking about this administration. But what's kind of startled everyone was his reaction when he started saying that he hates Ruto. I mean, this is past political difference. This guy, has personal, feelings towards Ruto. I mean, he hates Ruto. That's what he said. So, I don't know what happened to him or what transpired between him and Ruto, but apparently he's not feeling Ruto one bit, and he made it very clear on a national television, saying that he hates Ruto. But let's just listen in, and then we shall go back to SifunaGate. We shall go back to that. Okay. All right. Let's get ready to rumble. This is your first video, and we'll talk about what transpired. Then we shall also talk about. Sure, you subscribe, hit that like button, and all that good stuff. All right, let's get rocking. Here is the video of Kabando Wakabando. All right, obviously he's not happy.
Ruto is a thief. You might have an issue with the president, but also respect the president.
I don't respect him. I don't respect him.
I'm saying the office.
I don't. You go respect him.
I am saying the food.
I don't respect him. I hate Ruto. I hate Ruto.
No.
I hate him.
What kind of?
I hate him for killing us.
We take that.
I hate him.
We do not know whether it's truth from, and that
it is me who has said it.
That is coming from, right? So I will not also allow you to be on the podium.
Then I don't need to come to this
very much.
No.
If you are going to censor me or suffocate me, then I don't need to come here.
Of course, we have to have decorum.
No. You cannot call killing decorum. You cannot call murder decorum. You cannot call theft and corruption decorum. I better never come to a studio where I'm going to be denied the volume and the space to state historic facts.
I'm not really.
Ruto is a thief.
I'm just saying.
And he's patronizing murder of children.
All right.
It is not.
And his best friends are thieves and looters.
This is not.
Ruto is a mistake.
Hold your horses. Hold your horses.
Tell Ruto to go to court.
Yes.
Let me say this.
Finish, we take a break.
The ethics we are talking. No, don't go to break because Kabado is talking.
No.
I am going to eject to the liver. Napiga isidano mpaka kwa liver.
We need to take a short break.
This is the fear we have.
11 o'clock on the
No. What you do? Close the conversation. Or don't call me because today, the Gen Z is why he is terminating me in order for me to.
Can you finish?
It's okay.
Dibal.
The regime has gone rogue. It has gone satanic. It is murderous and gluttonous to the extent that William Ruto epitomizes and exemplifies incorrigible merchant of impunity, and the surrogates are working under him, sycophants, are so intolerant of this truth be said. And I say, and I tell you, and I'll say it even in my dream, the greatest tragedy and curse in this country is William Ruto.
But he's still a president of his country.
Now you are talking.
No.
Stop defending him.
No.
You're supposed to moderate.
No. I'm saying.
That is a fact.
He is a president by accident, by a curse.
I'm just saying. He's an office of a president.
No. As a moderator, you must listen to your panelists and stop making judgment.
Okay, we need to take a short.
Yeah. Otherwise,
I'm just saying.
Otherwise, we are going to think that this session is a proxy of Ruto.
No.
Wait. I'm saying I'm the one who said it.
Yeah. But listen. Yes. If the children are watching you.
Yes,
and they
are happy.
No.
They are happy. They are inspired.
And they hear all these things.
They are about it. And they see if they watch. If they are watching you,
okay to call names.
If they are watching you, try to stop.
Oh, shoot. All right. I like this. I mean, hey, listen, this guy, whatever issue he has with Ruto, he's making it known, and he's unapologetic about his position. And he's saying he hates Ruto. This is not even a political difference, a matter of political difference. I mean, hey, it's worth a repeat. Let me just
I'm not really.
Ruto is a thief.
You might have an issue with the president, but also respect the president.
I don't respect him. I don't respect him.
I'm saying the office.
I don't. You go respect him.
I am saying the full.
I don't respect Ruto. I hate Ruto. I hate you, Ruto.
No.
I hate him.
What kind of?
I hate him for killing us.
You take that.
I hate him.
We do not know whether it's truth from, and that
It is me who was it.
that is coming from, right? So I will not also allow you to be on the podium.
Then I don't need to come to this.
I'm not really.
Ruto is a thief.
I'm just saying.
And he's patronizing murder of children.
All right.
It is not true.
And his best friends are thieves and looters.
Thank you.
Ruto is a mistake and a curse.
Hold your horses. Hold your horses. Say,
Tell Ruto to go to court.
Yes.
Let me say this.
Finish, we take a break.
The ethics you are talking. No, don't go to break because Kabado is talking.
No.
I am going to jet to the liver. Napiga isidano mpaka kwa liver.
We need to take a short break.
This is the fear we have.
11 o'clock on the
No,
dot.
what you do?
Yeah.
Close the conversation.
Yeah, no.
Or don't call me because today the Gen Z is why he is terminating me in order for me to.
Can you finish?
It's okay.
Dibal, the regime has gone rogue. It has gone satanic. It is murderous and gluttonous to the extent that William Ruto epitomizes and exemplifies incorrigible merchant of impunity, and the surrogates are working under him, sycophants, are so intolerant of this truth be said. And I say, and I tell you, and I'll say it even in my dream, the greatest tragedy and curse in this country is William Ruto.
But he's still a president of his country.
Now you are talking. Stop defending him. You're supposed to moderate.
I'm saying.
That's a fact.
He is a president by accident, by a curse.
I'm just saying. There's an office of a president.
No. As a moderator, you must listen to your panelists and stop making judgment.
Okay, we need to take a short.
Yeah. Otherwise,
I'm just saying.
Otherwise, we are going to think that this session is a proxy of Ruto.
No.
Wait. No, I'm saying I'm the one who said it.
Yeah, but listen.
Yes.
If the children were watching you.
Yes.
And they hear.
They're happy.
No.
They are happy. They are inspired.
And they hear all these things.
They are, yes. And they see if they watch. If they are watching you,
okay to call names.
If they are watching you, try to stop.
All right. Okay, there's a lot to unpack there, but the message is pretty much straightforward. Like, this guy cannot stand Ruto, and he's making it very clear to him. It's personal. It's past just political difference or the mismanagement or of this country. He's over Ruto. Like, he's done. He's done. He doesn't want to hear anything about Ruto. But to his credit, he's telling the Dibal that, don't try to, muzzle me or go to a break because I'm saying something that's not favorable towards the president or describing the president in a not so good light. So let me get it off my chest. Watch and he injects up to the liver, like he said, to quote. And his accent actually makes it even better because it's an authentic, real. I don't know if it's real, but I mean, that's how it feels. I respect it. I think, for him to go to a national TV and express himself in that manner, I'll give him 5 brownie points. That's good, So that's the general mood of some people. Of course, majority of Kenyans, especially coming from where he comes from in the Mount Kenya region, they are done with Ruto. Absolutely. Like, they feel betrayed for whatever reason. I can't speak for him. He spoke for himself, and he was very quite clear what he feels about Ruto, given the fact that Ruto has been killing a lot of youth who come from Mount Kenya, the Gen Zs, the extrajudicial killings. You know the list. I won't bore you with that. If you live in Kenya, you probably know what time it is. So the gentleman just expressed, I thought that was something that, Abdel Nasir said that, Abdel Nasir commented on that yesterday or the day before yesterday and said, can't understand this level of hatred. What is wrong with my friend, Honorable Kabando Wakabando? I don't think he is okay. Okay, the thing with Abdel Nasir, Abdullahi Abdel Nasir, Senior Counsel, whatever the case is, Mr. Mr. Grand Mola. The guy always, he supports every president that's on power. When Uhuru was on power, he was, kind of sucking up to him. It is one of those folks that goes through the ranks by corrupt means in the judicial system, using the judicial system, the corrupt judicial system that we have, made his name in several cases, okay? In fact, there's even questions surrounding how he got his, he passed his bar exam. People dead, all that stuff. That's a but that's a guy who has been a beneficiary of this system. So will always defend the head of the state of the day because he doesn't want to get odds with state because he knows he has some skeletons in his room. So if he dares come out and start speaking ill of the president, he understands that the president can shine light on him and have him locked up. So it's in his best interest to always suck up to the president of the day, okay? That's why you see he's going after Kabando. Now, there's nothing wrong with what Kabando expressed in that clip. The only problem is that when you just start, if you just make it personal and start saying, I hate the president, you kind of lose the plot because it seems like you have a personal vendetta against the man. Yes, we do not like Ruto. We don't like him personally because majority of us do not know him personally. But in the interest of the country, this guy has been leading us astray, leading us on a ditch. So that's the reason why we do not like him. We want him out. It's nothing personal. It's just that we want a country where all of us can thrive, where our rights is respected, our human rights, okay, our dignity is maintained, our sovereignty as a nation is respected. That's why we hate Ruto. So we do not like the fact that we have corruption, extrajudicial killings, all that stuff, tanking economy, you name it. That's the reason we do not like Ruto. And we are seeking justice. It is not out of hatred that we are doing this. We just want justice for those who have been killed in the hands of Ruto's watch. Okay? That's the whole thing, not personal hatred. So Kabando, I think he was, he got beside himself for a minute. But hopefully, the point was made loud and clear. So I can't blame him for that. Okay. Now, SifunaGate. Let's get back to SifunaGate because that seems to be the Sifuna has been, again, in my last live session, you saw I was having a discussion with a very good friend of mine, brother Ben Benson Media, and he made it clear. He said, Sifuna was making those statements, of course, and he suspects that, that is something that had a blessing of Raila Odinga. Okay, it wasn't that Sifuna was speaking out of order. I think Raila Odinga was well aware of what Sifuna was going to say, in his opinion, okay? Which I think is a very valid point. And I think more than likely that's the case, okay? I think that makes sense, very good sense, okay? That Sifuna cannot go out there and say what he said without the blessings of Raila Odinga. So there's a good possibility that that's true. There's also a good possibility that maybe, like I was suggesting, maybe Sifuna is engineering his way out of ODM for the reasons that I mentioned. I won't go through them again, but I'll just mention this. Given the fact that ODM is no longer being perceived as a national political outfit, okay? Of course, it's a briefcase, privately owned business enterprise owned by Raila Odinga and his family, okay? That's the reality, okay? But at least in the beginning, it was seen as an inclusive political party. It accommodated everyone. I mean, Uhuru was in ODM, Ruto was in ODM, Kalonzo was on ODM. All these people, these corrupt elites were in ODM at one point. So them being viewed as tribal chieftains, they were in one basket called ODM. But of course, it's disintegrated to a point where right now we view it as regional a political party, okay? Run by Raila, Ayatollah, the Ayatollah of Opoda. So nobody's really looking at ODM as a, especially now that they've joined hands with UDA in their MOU. So that's why I'm, both points that we made in our last live where Brother Benson was here. And again, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to be part of it, I'll throw you the link and you can get in and give your 2 cents. Like we discussed, okay, there's a good possibility that maybe, you can look at it 2 ways, just like the 2 positions that we took. The way Brother Benson explained, this might be, something that Sifuna discussed with Raila Odinga, maybe to pass a message to Ruto that, hey, listen, you are messing up and I might jump ship if you continue this way. So he's using Sifuna to say this thing. And on the other hand, he knows that when this is said by Sifuna, the likes of Junette and Gladys Wanga and the rest shall react to what Sifuna says, which gives a conflicting, message or signal to the regime, UDA regime, telling them, hey, listen, we are not really 100% with you. We can always jump ship because this ship looks like it's sinking. And I don't know, we are not sure if you're going to win in 2027 because everyone seems to have concluded that they'll be voting you out. So I can see both ways, okay? So it makes sense that maybe Raila might be using Sifuna as a mouthpiece to kind of send a signal to the UDA folks that, listen, we might be jumping ship soon if things go the way they are, because we are not getting out of this. I mean, we are enjoying the millions that you're offering us, but we still need to survive politically because come 2027, apart from Luo Nyanza votes, we are not going to survive, okay? And on the other hand, the Wangas and Mbadis and the rest of them, Junettes, they are, making their voices known, saying that we are strongly in this MOU, so do not worry about us leaving. So those are the 2 conflicting messages that Raila Odinga is kind of, one is targeted at maybe the people who would like to see ODM leave Ruto, and the other one is directed at Ruto's supporters to assure them that, hey, listen, we are not going in anywhere soon. We are going to support you up to 2027 and probably, support your presidential bid. So it all makes sense. But let's look at what the Junettes and Wanga and all the rest of them said. We'll start with Raila Odinga because Raila Odinga had to say something. I think they were in Kakamega somewhere where all this started happening. So let's take a look at Raila Odinga's speech about the response to what Sifuna said.
Mahakama ndio itoe hukumu, sivyo? Tena sisemi ya kwamba piga mguu tu akienda kwa hospitali aende kwa nini? Hiyo vile vile out of order. Sasa huwezi kusema ati mtu apige mguu risasi. Manake usahili umeumiza mguu yake, si imekuwa kilema maisha. Inatakikana police wasitumie risasi. Police should not use live bullets against innocent citizens. Police should not even with the criminals unless they are attacking you. The duty of police is to apprehend, arrest the criminals and take them before a court of law. That's the work of police. Kwa hivyo haya yote ni mambo ambayo sasa tunaweza kufanya nini? Review yale ambayo imetekelezwa na yale ambayo hayajatekelezwa. Tulikubaliana kuwe na compensation kwa wale ambaye walipoteza wenzao. Sio tu hii ya Gen Z, hata yetu hili ya 2023 tulipoteza watu 70 2023. Tulisema kuwe na nini? Ridhaa, compensation kwa familia wale. Na wale ambao walipata majeraha, wengine walipigwa risasi wakaenda kwa hospitali, gharama imekuwa kubwa zaidi, wengine wamekuwa vilema, ilibidi wapewe ridhaa. Sisi tunasema namna hiyo. Kwa hivyo haya yote sasa tunataka kufanya nini? Review. Gani na gani ambayo imetekelezwa, ipi na ipi ambayo itatekelezwa. Haya yote. Kwa hivyo yale ambayo tulikubaliana mpaka itekelezwe. Sasa ODM inamaanisha nini? ODM, Orange hiyo mambo ya democratic ni kitu muhimu sana. Democracy ni nini? Wanasema a government of the people, by the people, for the people. Sivyo? Lakini kwa upande mwingine kuna uhuru ya kunena, the right to be heard. Msungu mwingine alisema, I may not agree with what you have to say, but I shall defend unto death your right to say it. Uhuru ya kunena, everybody got a right to speak their mind. That is democracy. This is what ODM stands for. There will be differences of opinion. Ukenda Ulaya kuna vyama vya siasa kama Labour Party. There are those who are called old Labour, there are those who are called new Labour. There are those who are called ginger group, and so on and so forth. Group hizo ziko ndani ya chama. Wote wako ndani ya chama, si lazima wawe ni maoni moja juu ya mambo. Lakini mpaka to protect the right of people to speak. Kama Sifuna ameongea, ako na haki ya kuongea. Ako na haki ya kuongea. Kama wewe unatofautiana na yeye kwa maoni, sema yako. Sema yako. Sio ndio demokrasia? Mimi sijasema ati mimi usiongee kwa chama namna hii. Sema hata kama unaona baba anafanya makosa, sema. Mniambie mimi wewe sasa naona wewe umezoeka, rudi nyumbani. Unasema baba rudi Bondo. Nasema kama unasema ndake rudi Bondo, wananchi watasema. Wanachama wa ODM akisema baba amechoka, basi. Lakini mpaka tudumishe demokrasia ndani ya chama chetu. Sasa sisi kama chama tuna maviungo vya chama ambayo wanaongea. Kama mambo hii kama Sifuna na
all right, so basically he's saying basically he's saying, listen, the most important thing about ODM is that we respect, it's a democracy. If you have a view that is different from the official position of the party, we can accommodate your view. We'll listen to you. You have the right to be heard. So speak your mind. If you feel like Raila Odinga is old and needs to go back to Bondo and retire, please express that. By all means, that's what he's saying. Of course, it's full of shit because we know that if you say something that is contrary, is not favorable towards Baba, you will find yourself in the dark or kidnapped or found dumped somewhere besides the road. I mean, go just go, you know, do your research on electoral contestation in Nyanza province, Luo Nyanza. If you say something that really is against the ODM official position of opposition, or just try to run against their candidate, you will learn very quickly but that your life is not safe. So he's saying that because, of course, he's in Kakamega. You have to consider that he's in the heart of Sifuna's people, okay, so to speak. You know, Sifuna, for those of you who don't know, is, you know, from Western Kenya, so he has to say those things to sound like, oh, he's very democratic, and you know, we respect what Sifuna. He doesn't want to lose Sifuna, to be honest with you, because as I mentioned, if Sifuna leaves ODM, that will be a huge blow. I mean, ODM will be basically a Luo Nyanza. Already it is perceived as a Luo Nyanza outfit, okay? So if the only shining armor in ODM, who is Sifuna, who's at least being seen as the outsider who's still in the ODM, if he leaves, then, you know, these guys will be, I mean, it will be a huge blow, okay? So he has to say that. He's in Kakamega, the heart of, you know, the Luya land, okay? Of course, in Luyas are also kind of, you know, there's different clans. or different subsection or whatever the case is. I mean, there's Maragoli, there's whatever the case is, different kind of lawyers. But I'm just saying, in general, the lawyer nation, Mulembe nation, views Sifuna as their son. So Raila being in Kakamega and speaking, addressing the SifunaGate, he's basically pandering to the crowd by telling them, hey, listen, I understand that many people in my party might not agree with Sifuna's position, but I respect the fact that in our party, we give room for people to talk, to say whatever they want to say, even though we might not agree. That's what he's trying to say. But in reality, we know that if Sifuna really, says things that are not in line with the party position, he'll probably be kicked out. And I won't be surprised. Like I said, the only reason why Sifuna hasn't been kicked out is because they desperately need Sifuna. Sifuna is the last of the Mohican. He's the last of that Nawanga. Yes. Karibu sana Shimariam. I'll play that in a second. He's that main face who's a non-Luo Nyanza candidate that is prominent within the ODM party. So they cannot afford to lose him. But if they continue and stick to him, if Sifuna continues agitating, making such pronouncements, I won't be surprised to see him gone. Shimariam is telling me Sifuna is going nowhere. Absolutely, that's a possibility. Like I said, there's two possibilities. It's either Raila is using Sifuna to say what he's saying, to basically target the majority of Kenyans by saying that ODM is not exactly comfortable with this position that they are in. Sorry, they're not comfortable with the fact that the UDA regime that they've entered this MOU with are running this country rogue. They're running this country into a ditch. So that might be a message for the people, the Kenyan people, to see that ODM is not co-signing Ruto's extrajudicial killings and corruption and all this nonsense that he has been doing. But on the other hand, too, it might be that Sifuna is engineering his exit. So there's two possibilities here, okay? But again, like I said, the most likely scenario is I think Raila Odinga might be using Sifuna to pass that message, because you heard Raila Odinga is saying, in that speech, he was mentioning the fact that, we had to discuss this and I'm not happy with all this stuff that is still happening. That's why we need this discussion, intergenerational nonsense, okay? And on the other hand, he's using the Gladys Wanga and the gang, Junet, to assure President Ruto that we are still in this broad-based nonsense, okay? So let's go to Junet and Gladys Wanga and listen to what they had to say, because there was, they had something to say about what we knew. Let's hear it. We shall start with, let me try Wanga. Where is Wanga? Wanga has been, hey, Wanga. Anyway, let's go to Wanga. Here is Wanga's Neo. Karibu sana Shimariam, weka like hapo mara moja. If you don't mind, karibu sana. Let's go. All right, here is Wanga. For those of you, let's hear what she had to say. I actually haven't heard what she said, but we'll listen to it. If only my staff can load up and play Wanga's speech.
Mwaka huu sisi wote tulienda pale KICC na baba pamoja na President William Samoei Ruto waliweka kidole katika agreement ambayo ilituingiza katika ile broad-based government. Wacha niseme leo kama mwenyekiti wa kitaifa, hakuna siku hata moja tumetoka katika hiyo agreement. Na hakuna siku hata moja baba ametuambia tutoke hapo. Kwa hivyo kama wewe unakuja kuzungumza na baba amesema tuko pamoja na President William Ruto na wewe unasema kinyume, basi wewe uzungumzi kwa niaba ya chama cha ODM. Na sisi hatuwezi enda mambo ya Wamunyoro, kwa sababu Wamunyoro alikuwa amesema amekea baba nini? Mtego. Alikuwa amesema amekea baba nini? Kora penjo ujo thurwa. Unune no ngatni. En nongise no mera woge odu owuok. Piele san. Lonyri du. Yany meru gi woru. Wangodu. Chieng mora chiel. Jogi odhi e bunge to speaker openjo ni will as many as are of that opinion say aye.
Okay, so basically it was a shot at Sifuna without actually naming Sifuna's name, but basically she was saying that, you know, we are still intact in this broad-based arrangement, and we are not leaving anytime soon. Like I say, this was designed to reassure Ruto and his UDA folks that we are not leaving this this arrangement anytime soon. Here's Junet Mohammed's response to that too. Junet had something to say. Hold on. Okay, if I can get Junet's here's Junet Mohamed.
Na serikali ya broad based vile mnakumbuka, nataka kusema hivi, sisi tuko katika chama ya OD na tuko katika serikali ya broad based. Namna hiyo sisi tunataka kusupport serikali ya broad based, na watu na serikali ya broad based vile mnakumbuka, watu walisign MOU. Si namna hiyo? Si kulikuwa na memorandum? Yule mtu anaweza sema hiyo memorandum imekufa ni baba peke yake. Yeye peke yake ndio anaweza sema hiyo memorandum ambayo tumesign imekufa ama haijakufa. Sasa lazima tusupport serikali ya broad based, kwa sababu nje ya serikali ya broad based the opposite ni anarchy na chaos. Sisi hatutaki mambo ya anarchy na chaos katika nchi yetu. Wangapi wanasema ni tuepushane na mambo ya fujo na anarchy hapa katika nchi yetu? Mimi nataka kusema hivi, sisi sio wajinga. Sisi tunajua vile mambo yetu inaenda, tunajua vile kazi yetu inaenda, na wale wako na wivu na sisi watupatie nafasi ili tuendeshe mambo yetu vile tunavyojua. Si namna hiyo? Wale ambaye hatujawahi kuwa kwa safari yoyote, hatujatembea kwa safari yoyote hapa duniani na hapa hata mbinguni hatutakuwa kwa safari moja, tafadhali wakae kando, wawache sisi tuendeshe mambo yetu vile tunajua. Wangapi wanakubaliana na mimi namna hiyo? Sisi tunataka tuunge mkono serikali ya broad based ili pesa itoke huko juu ikuje hapa chini. Si namna hiyo? Wangapi wanataka pesa itoke juu ikuje hapa chini?
What's funny about Sifuna is that to him, I'm not Sifuna, Junet, to him it's all about money. Yeah, wangapi wanataka pesa ikuje huku chini. I mean, anyway, apparently Atuoli was also in this, you know, Atuoli is always, I don't know what his position was in this, in this whole Kakamega thing. I don't know what was the occasion, but apparently Atuoli was also in the mix, and you know, he caught some backlash on this. But let's hear what Atuoli, what kind of ninio he alipata hapo. You had something to say, Atuoli.
Lakini pia sikizeni, hata mimi sikujua kuko namna hii. Mheshimiwa Sifuna, nilikuwa nasema sikiliza, boss. Sisi juzi karibu niulize baba, lakini baba alikuwa nje baada ya kumsikiza Sifuna kwa TV. Nikasema, why is this young man contradicting the party leader? Kumbe sikujua ni nyinyi mko nyuma ya Sifu. Bas, leo ndio nimejua nyinyi ni shenzi sana. Mimi ni mzee wenu wa hapa, niko na matanga huko nyuma.
Okay. All right, that's pretty much it. But of course, Atwoli has to play it safe wherever he goes. He can't be, contradicting what's the general. See, the thing is with this politician, wherever they go, like he's in Kakamega, so he has to tailor his message to not only appease the people who are the loyal people, of course, and also the fact that they are in our ODM zone. So, make it make it seem like, the message is Oscar Sudi also weighed in on this, even though he's on the other side of the news. Today, I just read the reports that, I don't know if it's true, I think this is just nonsense, that Sifuna demanded some millions for him to join the government or to join whatever. But let's go to Oscar Sudi first. Then we'll go to those reports that just came out. It's just 1 hour. I don't know if it's true. Sifuna alikuwa anataka milioni kadhaa. I don't know if to join the opposition or to join the Ninio. I don't know how true this is, but I'll just show you the clip of it. Not the clip, but the Ninio. But here's Oscar Sudi, who's Ruto's mouthpiece.
Na kinara ndugu yetu Sifuna, ule mtu mwenye hataki maendeleo. Wakati rais na kinara wa ODM, mzee wetu Raila Odinga, watu walikaa chini na wakakubaliana, wakasema tufanye kazi na tuunganishe nchi. Shida, unajua brokers wako kila mahali. Najua Sifuna anakasirika sana kwa sababu hakuwekwa kwa hiyo panel ya kukutanisha watu. Au kukuwa na panel pale Sifuna, ni rais mwenyewe waliongea na Raila Odinga na wakakubaliana in very simple terms ya kwamba washikanishe nchi na waunganishe nchi. Lakini najua uliuliza milioni 300 ili utuunge mkono. Mimi nataka nikwambie Sifuna, hatuwezi kukupea hata ndururu. Hiyo pesa tutajenga naye barabara ya huko kwenu. Hii utapeli na brokers wenye waisi kujifunza kazi ya kufanya kazi ya tenda ama kutengeneza barabara ama kuuza sukuma ama kuuza makaa. Unataka ukae Nairobi uongee Kiingereza mingi hapo na upeo milioni 300. Hiyo haiwezekani. Nataka nikwambie Sifuna, utashangaa. Utapiga kelele kwa hiyo TV, utapiga kelele kwa chukua, lakini broad based ni ya maana na ni ya muhimu katika nchi yetu. Na sisi wote tunaunga hiyo broad based. So kama wewe uko na ubroka yako, enda tafuta Gachagua. Mwende mfanye harambee huko Amerika, mfanye nini huko, mtafute pesa kwa wajinga, lakini watu werefu wote wako kwa broad based na tutashikana tufanye kazi kwa pamoja. Anaona ile bora. Naona hapa ndio niketi. Nataka sasa niite, najua atujepatia MCS. Go in Deputy Speaker.
Oscar Sudi is out of line. I mean, so to him, the people who are giving money to Gachagua are stupid. Anasema ati wajinga ni wale waende katafute pesa kwa wajinga huko Amerika. I'm telling you, the politics here Kenya is something else. It's something else. I'm telling you. But anyway, the whole point I was making is this. Like I said, this Sifuna thing, there's two possibilities. Either Sifuna is engineering his way out, or it's Raila using Sifuna to pass a message to the people of Kenya, saying that they are not actually happy about what's happening with the UDA regime, how they're going, and the fact that they joined this, because the pressure is on the government. And you heard Raila Odinga say that we had discussed these things and we see that they're not being implemented. during the NADCO place, the compensation, the whatever, the extrajudicial killings. So they are trying to endear themselves with the public because the public are still angry at Ruto's regime, and they are catching the flack, the fire of it, the brunt of it, since they've become a conjoined twins, politically speaking. So Raila is trying to disassociate himself with this tag that that they're part of a government that is killing people, does not respect the rule of law, is corrupt, and all that stuff. So he's using, Sifuna to, pass that message to the public that we are not happy, and if it's a matter of leaving this MOU, we shall leave it. And at the same time, he's using the Wangas and Junet to pass the message to Ruto, saying that don't worry about what Sifuna is saying, that's meant for the public. We are actually still intact in this MOU arrangement, and we're not leaving anytime soon. That's basically what they're saying. That's basically how I see it. It's a well-calculated thing. As we know, Raila Odinga, I said it in my last session, I said it, if Raila Odinga was very serious about these human rights violations that this government that he has donated his panel of experts, if he was really principled, as he would like us to believe, he would simply quit and say, hey, listen, I cannot continue to help a government that is driving this country into a ditch, economically speaking, killing its youth, doing all sorts of things, does not care about the constitution, and is corrupt to the core. Why should I continue going on with this MOU? If he was principled, he would have quit by now, okay? Especially given the fact that the NADCO thing, implementation of those NADCO agenda, even though it was not anchored in law, but if he was principled, he would say, you know what, we had that NADCO, and we had an agenda that we were supposed to implement, and the president did not, okay? And now we are in the MOU, okay? Basically trying to come up with the same new agenda, which are basically the same things that you had on that NADCO report, okay? Which has not been implemented by this government, compensation and all this stuff. So you are kind of having a dialogue to discuss the very things that you've already had in an agenda on the previous dialogue. The constant here is nothing is being implemented. So why have this third intergenerational conclave to discuss the very same things that you've had different dialogues and MOUs that have yielded no results? What's the point? Repeating the same thing is a clear definition of crazy, okay? So that's about that. But anyway, here's the NTV take on the whole discussion of guys. The whole discussion of and that's where the sorry guys. Here's what NTV is trying to grapple with. Tatuma link, hold on, just give me a minute. So this is what NTV was trying to actually dissect. Here it is, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters.
But his recent outburst against the ODM-UDA pact has triggered one of his biggest political tests yet. Bold, outspoken, and often defiant, Sifuna now finds himself at odds with the very party he helps lead. Is he speaking truth to power or biting the hand that feeds him? David Mudhoka now explores the rising tension around Sifuna's future in ODM.
Where's Kim?
Edwin Watenya Sifuna has long stood out as one of ODM's boldest figures.
Are you ready?
Charismatic and combative, the 43-year-old Nairobi senator has built a reputation for confronting power both within government and his own ranks.
Because this is no place for jokes, Honorable Speaker. We are not here to play games.
That no-nonsense attitude has not spared even fellow ODM leaders now serving in President Ruto's government.
For as long as I remain the senator of Nairobi, for as long as I remain a senator in this house, and the oath that I took there on the first day that I came to this house, there is not going to be a minister that we are going to protect or babysit or cover up. It doesn't matter whether they come from ODM or from wherever. They are there to serve the public, and we will call them out, Honorable Speaker, as we have always done. So, Honorable John Bad, I will call him by his name.
Even in the presence of President William Ruto himself earlier this year, Sifuna did not pull his punches.
Lakini kuna zingine, Mheshimiwa Rais, sema Waswahili, mwiba wa kujidunga hauambiwi pole. Kuna watu kwa serikali yako kazi yao ni kushika handball kila siku.
Wakati unaongea mambo yangu Sifuna, ujue mimi ndio mwanzilishi wa ODM. So unaenda pole kidogo. Yes. Sisi ndio tulianza hii kitu.
But Sifuna's defiance has now put him on a political precipice. Sources tell NTV that ODM is considering disciplinary action, possibly even expelling him before October for persistently opposing the ODM-UDA cooperation deal, despite being the party's official spokesman.
Kila mtu ana maoni yake, na sisi tunaenda na yale mambo Raila Amolo Odinga na kiongozi kama kiongozi wetu ODM na William Samoei Ruto kama kiongozi wa UDF ambaye uleta mkataba katika ukumbi wa KCC.
When he addresses the press, he could be addressing it as Senator of Nairobi or in his personal capacity. I am sure he was not addressing it as ODM because we did not send him.
Still, ejecting Sifuna from ODM may be easier said than done. In the past, Raila Odinga has defended him publicly.
When Mr. Sifuna speaks, he's speaking on behalf of the party. But then, Mr. Sifuna, saa ingine hapana kwa chungu sana.
And just this past Sunday, Raila doubled down, affirming his personal investment in Sifuna's political journey.
I'm not sure so many people, even in my party, have people like Sifuna, and my Secretary General.
Sifuna's political fate now hangs in the balance as ODM heads into a defining period of internal transition.
We are going to conclude party elections next month, and then we're going to have a national delegates convention in October, where we're going to elect the new national leadership of the party.
Edwin Sifuna's open rejection towards the ODM-UDA pact has deepened internal rifts, fueling speculation that his days as the ODM Secretary General may be numbered. David Muthoka, NTV, Nairobi.